Step away from the aircraft, ma'am, before you blow up another engine. Major Ryan Crower's voice thundered across Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, and a group of young pilots immediately burst into laughter as they looked at the silent woman standing beneath the wing of an F-15. She wore an old flight suit with no patches, no rank, and no name tag. Calmly, she ran her hand along the metal surface of the jet as if she could hear the aircraft breathing. Everyone on base called her the paperwork lady because she had arrived as some civilian safety inspector, and Crower made sure to humiliate her every chance he got. But the woman quietly said, "This fighter should not leave the ground today." The pilots laughed even harder, but veteran mechanic Thomas Reeves decided to check the fuel assembly she pointed at and froze. A crack had already formed deep inside the system, leaking fuel where nobody had noticed it. One engine ignition could have turned the jet into a fireball. From that moment, Reeves began watching her closely and quickly realized something was wrong. She knew emergency combat procedures better than active pilots, memorized tower frequencies without effort, and spotted mechanical failures in seconds. Meanwhile, the woman silently reviewed the base records and uncovered something terrifying. Dozens of fighter jets had received fake inspection approvals for maintenance checks that were never actually performed. Someone had been lying to command for years, sending young pilots into the sky inside deadly aircraft. And when the woman got too close to the truth, Major Crower decided to throw her off the base before she destroyed his career. The next morning, all Ellsworth Air Force Base fell silent as the same paperwork lady calmly climbed into the cockpit of the fighter jet that nearly went airborne with a damaged system the day before. Major Ryan Crower exploded with anger and ordered military police to drag her out of the aircraft in front of everyone. But the woman simply tightened her harness straps as if she couldn't even hear the shouting around her. Then, suddenly, the control tower broadcast echoed across the entire flight line. "Valkyrie 1, you are cleared for takeoff." The entire base froze. Veteran mechanic Thomas Reeves instantly stood at attention and saluted on the spot, while the younger pilots stared at each other in disbelief, because everyone in American combat aviation knew that call sign. Valkyrie 1 was a war legend. The pilot who, years earlier over Syria, flew a heavily damaged F-15 through enemy fire to protect the rescue of a downed crew near Raqqa, saving dozens of soldiers while her own aircraft was falling apart in the sky. That was also where the burn scar hidden beneath her sleeve came from. In that moment, Crower realized he had spent days publicly humiliating one of the most respected combat pilots in the country while standing in the middle of a secret Pentagon investigation. Within hours of her flight, federal investigators arrived at the base and exposed a massive fraud operation involving fake maintenance inspections that had endangered pilots for years. Crower was escorted out of headquarters in front of the same people he used to mock others before, while the young pilots stood in complete silence, finally understanding that the quiet woman they laughed at had actually been saving their lives the entire time. And Valkyrie 1 simply signed the report, picked up her old flight gloves, and flew out that same night toward another classified mission somewhere over the Pacific Ocean.